Okay, we need to set up for a new round, our first night. And to do that, we need to sort of refresh some of these cards. So, Song of Wind, this one's going to go to the dummy player. We'll slide these down and reveal a new advanced offer, steady tempo. All right. Same with the spells. Okay, dummy player is going to get a white crystal. Stick that on the bottom. Slide these down and flip over. Demolish. Ooh, that sounds like it could be fun. Unit offer. They get totally removed and placed on the bottom. We're going to reveal 3 more. Illusionists. Foresters. All right. And guardsmen. That might make a nice combo with my crossbowmen. All right, good to know. Anything else we have to do here? No, I think we're ready to go. All right, let's head over to the Monosaurus and get that set up for our first night. All right, so we need to change this over from day to night. I'm going to add that to dummy player. He's going to get a white crystal. Oh, well, that's going to be painful. All right. So I need to shuffle that. I need to flip this board for nighttime. All right. Remember the rule is you have to have at least 2 of these showing a basic monocolor. We're good there. 2 blues and a red. So we're going to need ourselves some night tactics next. Okay, I think we're set up to go. I just need to shuffle this. Let's figure out tactics turn order and what we're going to do this first night. Let's pop over to the map. So here it stands. Arthea has confirmed that the rumors are true. In fact, the mines have been invaded by vermin. We've discovered 2 of them during this day, and we've managed to recruit some reluctant crossbowmen to our cause. Now night has fallen, and on this first night, Arthea needs to figure out what target we're going to hit under the cover of darkness. Now in front of us, we have a keep and some roving orcs. That wouldn't be too difficult for a mage knight of her caliber. However, our focus is these mines. Our focus is exterminating the monsters that have stopped the flow of crystals. So I don't know if we want to waste our time on these little people. The flip side, of course, is this mage tower in the distance. Now, this one is sitting in the middle of a desert, and during the day, assaulting this mage tower would be very hard. Getting across the desert and into the mage tower through the desert would require a great deal of movement. But tonight, in the coolness of the night, this mage tower becomes a much more tempting target, because if there's one thing Arthea has not managed to secure so far, it's a spell, all right? And if we can assault that mage tower, that would open up some spells to us, and that is very tempting indeed. Unfortunately, that's going to pull us away from our goal of the mines, all right? So she has to make a decision. Does she stick to the course in her plan and let this mage tower go tonight and continue just with her mine quest? Or under the cover of darkness, does she want to spend her time taking this mage tower down? I don't know. I don't know. My fear is that if we move too far away from these mines, if we get too drawn into this part of the map, we're just not going to have enough movement to get back to the mine, liberate it, and then move on in our quest, right? That's my fear. My fear is that if I move away from especially this mine, I don't know if I'm going to get back to it again. So while I am very tempted to head for this mage tower, or maybe even jump down here, my fear is that this little mine is going to get left behind, okay? It's already on sort of the edge of my map. So I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to need to go for the route of, you know, less excitement and just go liberate it. The mage tower won't go anywhere. Maybe we can get to it on our second night. But I would love to get a spell. All right. But of course, the best laid plans, it really depends on what happens here on our first hand draw. Night movement is different. Like I said, moving through forests is now going to cost 5. But the cost of moving through a desert is going to go down to just a 3. So getting over to this little mine is going to take some doing. If we can go through the keep, or if we go around the keep, we got to get through that forest at night. Ah, that mage tower looks so lovely, tempting over there. All right, we're still at a hand size of 5. Let's see what we get. Threaten, concentrate, promise. What am I going to do with all this? Influence, crystallize, and swiftness. Wow, what a horrible, horrible hand. I pulled both of my recruiting cards, and I definitely want to recruit. There is no doubt about that. I have this command token just hanging, but I was hoping to do it later in my turn. Not so early. I pulled 2 of my crystal cards straight off the bat, and I got the smallest amount of movement possible. Now that's interesting. Okay, so before we get too deep in our hand, let's look at tactics, because maybe we can change this up a little bit if we want. Okay, from dusk till dawn, going first. Again, I don't know why you would do this in solo play. Somebody tell me what I'm missing. Long night. Okay, so this lets us get some extra turns out of the night. We get to shuffle some of our cards from our discard into our deed deck. Again, might want to save this for the second night. Mana source. This will help us re-roll dice in the supply. All right, okay. Midnight meditation, one time this night. Before any of your turns, you may shuffle 5 cards from your hand back into your deed deck and draw new cards. Interesting. Now it says before any of my turns. I wonder if I can do this on my first turn. That might be worth looking into if I really am dissatisfied with this hand. I might have to do a rules check on that. And preparation. All right, we get to search our deck for 1 card and put it into our hand. So this also might help us fix this draw if I don't like it. And now sparing power. I've never understood how to use this card, so I tend to avoid it. But I think I might be missing something, right? So you can put the top card of your deed deck face down under this card. So you can build up a reserve of cards, and then whenever you want, you will be able to pull those cards out and use them. I guess maybe if you see a really big battle coming and you want to be able to have a massive hands of cards, you would use sparing power and you would slowly build up extra cards, so when you assault the castle or you have the big battle, you have more cards to choose from. I'm not in that situation right now. I'm not going after castles per se, so I don't think I'm going to need this one. All right. So I'm thinking if I want to reset my hand, maybe one of these 2. Let me check Midnight Meditation, see if I can get a call on whether or not you can use this on your opening hand, because kind of makes it sound like before your turn, and I feel like drawing 5 cards is the start of my turn. So let me check, because maybe we'll be able to do a hand reset using one of these 2. All right, I checked with the rules, and it appears that when you're setting up the round and doing your tactics, that is before your turn, all right? So I think we could take Midnight Meditation. We could if we wanted to, and throw away some of these cards and draw a new hand, all right? But I've been kind of scoping the board out, and I think we might have a better shot with preparation, okay? Here's my thought. I'm just going to think out loud here for a moment. I do have another command token and I want to recruit, and I have pulled both of my influence cards at the same time, all right? To throw them away and maybe get one or the other at a later point seems a bit of a waste. If they're going to give them both to me now, maybe that's a sign that I should use them. Okay? So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of swinging around through these grasslands onto this village. All right? Here's why. In that village, I have these nice little guardsmen, and what I like about them is their block ability is that if they end up blocking, the enemy loses swiftness. That's a great little block. And I'm looking at these little ravaging orcs over here, rampaging orcs, and they just happen to have swiftness. So, so I'm thinking these guys might be useful. So if I swing around here to the village, pick up my guardsmen, then I'm really ready and prepared to take out this mine, right? I guess I could scoot back to this village and pick up the guardsmen, but then it just seems like I have a kind of a long walk to get back to this mine. I'm thinking I really do want to hit him before I forget about him and kind of get too far down the board, okay? So if that's my plan of attack, and I'm trying to get to this village to use, right, to use both of these, they've been given to me. Well, I've got a move of 2. What if I search through my deck, I have a blue mana, and I pull my other move card, right? And I fund it with mana. That would give me a move of 4, 2, 4, 6. That would put me right in the village. Okay. The other half is I could do Midnight Meditation, right? And throw away these 2 and hope I pull the right move card. But why leave things to chance? Why leave things to chance? So what if we do this? Let's take preparation as our tactic. We're going to look through our hand, and through our cards here. We're looking for that blue, that was a good call on our part, that blue move, because we have blue mana, so we're going to be able to supersize it, all right? Put that in our hand, and let's shuffle our cards really fast. So now we're ready to get to that village, we're ready to recruit, we'll redraw our hand up, and hopefully, we'll liberate our first mine here with all of our units. Right. To me seems like the way to go. Okay, so there we go, we have our hand, we've got our move, great. So we took a 5, let's mix these up, figure out where Dummy is. I'm pretty sure Dummy's going in front of us, unless we magically manage here to pull the 6. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So many choices. I think when I get too many choices in this game, that's when I begin to get a bit unsure of how I'm doing. Right? I like a clear path. Midnight Meditation. Oh, darn it. I would have liked to use that one later in the game. All right, Dummy. You're going first. We're going second. These cards are out of play. Right, we have our plan. Okay, Dummy goes first. Let's get through his deck, see what happens. Okay, he's got a lot of white crystals here, so let's see if we can avoid. That's good. We'll get that one out of the way. 2, 3, green. Okay, one more. It's a white. Fabulous. Let's get those white cards out of the way. Okay, 2 blues and a red. Let's do this. Okay, so we have our plan of attack. We're going to fund this with our blue to give us a move 4. We're going to be moving swiftly tonight for 6. 2, 4, 6. We're done with our movement. We're now going to take our action. That's going to be to recruit, all right? So we have an influence, a base influence of 4. Luckily, our reputation is at a +1. You guys will trust me for that, right? You're not going to make me move the camera. And these little guardsmen, they're available at a village. So let's take them. The other people who are available at the village are the foresters, all right? They also only take 1, but they have a lower block, and all they do is help me move. I kind of like the idea of having the Utem contingency at my back here. So let's take these guys. Let's take these guys. Let's spend both of our influence. We're not going to need it again this turn. We might as well. And now we are ready to rumble. Okay. Those are done. I'm definitely going to hold on to both of these, right? Right. So let's just move on. Dummy player, roll the dice, hit the mines. All right, roll the dice. Black. That doesn't help us because we have no spells. Ouch. Painful. All right, dummy player. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Nicely done, dummy. All right, let's do that mine. All right, let's tackle this mine. Let's see what's down there. Okay. And some battle cards. Aha! Battle versatility, tranquility, and mana draw. Wow. Oh dear. Okay. I'm not going to have any trouble getting mana, but I don't know if this is going to be enough to take down whatever's under there. I definitely don't need to heal. So I think for starters, let's play Tranquility and draw another card. March. Okay, no. I have to move into that space, right? So I'm going to need a movement of 3. So this was actually a little more helpful than I thought. All right, movement of 3. Okay, so in the source, let me pull these over here just so I can figure this out. I have a black, which doesn't help me. Blue and a red. Now I need a green. And I got a bunch of mana. Got a bunch of mana cards. So what if we do this? All right. Definitely I'm going to want to play that, and I'm going to need a red for it. Okay. Definitely want to play this, and I need a green. Concentration, right. I love playing the higher ability. This one would also take me a green. Wow, I have no crystals in my inventory right now. Okay, this will gain me a crystal, and I have a blue. That'll get me 1, but I need 3. Kind of not helpful. Mana draw. I can use 1 additional mana. Okay, but I don't need that blue. This says take a mana die from the source, set it to any color except gold, gain 2 mana tokens of that color. Hey. Maybe I can do this. Wait a minute. Okay. So what if we do this? I need a white to activate advanced mana draw. Alright. I don't have a white, but I have a blue. So what if we, okay, I'm going to put these aside. What if we fund crystallize with a blue from the source, and we pick up a white? Alright, pick up a white. With that white, let's use an advanced mana draw. And that says, take a mana die from the source and set it to any color except gold, right? Well, I happen to have this useless black. What if I spin it to green? All right. Stop, set to gold. Gain 2 mana tokens of that color. Do not re-roll this die when you return it to the source. Okay, no problem. So I'm going to return the green die back to the source, and it's hanging out there with the red that I didn't use, all right? But I just gained 2 green mana tokens. Look at that. 1, 2. So I should be able now to play the more powerful move for 4 to get me into this space. And I have now funded the advanced ability of concentration. So I can use that. When you play this, play another action card, get the stronger effect for free, +2. So I'm going to be getting a large amount of attack, block, fire, siege, range. Hopefully that will be enough. Hopefully that's going to be enough to take out whatever's down there. Does that sound like a plan? That was a weird chain reaction, but I think I did that all correctly. So I've got my move of 4. I'm going to go in here. On top we see these little swift orc riders. The question is, what's underneath? Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, rules for fighting 2 enemies at once. Let's just go over this. First part of the attack is your ranged attack. And when you're attacking 2 enemies, if you want, you can combine it. All right? So we could combine their values and attack them in mass if I had a really large attack. The only problem is these guys here, they have the little fist. And that means that they're going to be physically resistant. Okay? Now, if they're physically resistant, I think that means it carries on to everybody. Oh, darn it. That would be such a pain if it was. Attacking, all right. Some do not. Yeah, we do. If any of the chosen enemies has physical, fire, or ice resistant, all of your attacks of the corresponding type will be halved, even if the other enemies in the group you are attacking do not have that resistance. All right. So for these 2 guys here, because he has a physical resistance, if we decide to attack them as a group, his physical resistance is going to carry over, all right? Which means we now have to do, instead of 4 + 8, plain physical attack, we're going to have to generate 8 + 8, which is going to be 16 physical attack, okay? That's if we want to lump them together. We don't have to. We can attack them one at a time if we like. But any damage we do won't carry over. So if I generate 6 points of attack for here, I cannot carry over the extra 2 onto here unless I'm doing them together. All right. You have to block them separately. Can't combine blocks, but you can, if you like, combine attacks. All right. So I don't know. I don't know which one I want to do. Let me run some numbers. Let me run some numbers here and get back to you. Let's see. Let's see. I'm feeling pretty good. I think between our souped up battle versatility and both of our units, we should get out of this alive. But it's just a question of, will we be able to wipe this mine clear, or will any of these linger? So give me a moment. Let me look. Okay, we've come up with our battle plan, and I think it's going to be a 2-part battle plan. Don't have quite enough to take them both out in one go. However, the scenario says you can leave an enemy behind and attack him on another turn. They don't respawn or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on this gargoyle, the physically resistant gargoyle, because once we get him out of the way, I can clean up these orcs without much of a problem. Okay? So I'm going to attack them separately. And I'm going to go with the orcs first. So the first thing I have to do is block the 3. And I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to let this come through. It's swift, so I would have come up with 6 block, and it's just not worth it. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 wound right off the bat into my hand. And I'm not afraid of wounds. I'm not afraid of wounds. And then I'm going to have to deal with 3 points of damage. Well, my armor class right now, being a level 3, is 3. All right, so I'm going to block all the other wounds. So I'm going to have to take 1 wound into my hand. Move into the attack phase. I'm not going to attack these orcs, okay? I'm going to let them be in the mine, and I'm going to focus now in on the gargoyle, right? Same plan as attack before. I need to come up with a block of 5. They're not swift. I just need a block of 5. My guardsmen can do that. I'm going to activate them. They'll give me a block of 4. What I am going to do, however, buried under here, remember, once a turn, I can play a wound sideways, okay? Because I feel no pain. And it's going to give me +2 of any of those base actions, and I'm going to go for +2 block, all right? So that's going to generate 6 block, which is going to be enough to stop this gargoyle here. And now I have to attack it. He is physically resistant. That's not a problem because I'm going to concentrate extremely hard and take battle versatility at its higher value +2. Now, at its higher value, right, I get to play it. I get to play battle versatility at the high value for free. I don't need a red mana to do this. And I also get +2 to whatever value I'm using. I'm going to go with her fire attack, all right? It's normally a 3, but if I add to it, I'm going to get 5 fire attack, which is going to overcome his physical resistance, all right? And I'm going to be able to take him out. I'm going to leave the orcs behind, but that's okay, that's okay. My units are not wounded, right? They're used, they're spent, but they're not wounded. And I'm leaving my crossbowmen with a ranged attack 2. You know, they only have 4 here. If I can dig up a little more ranged attack, or I can just stroll in and take them out if I can pull a couple more of my fighting cards. But I think 1 wound, well used, well worth it. All right, let's score these points and reset our hand. All right, so we defeated them, giving us 1, 2, 3, 4 reputation. Oh, I mean 4 points along our experience track. Not enough to flip us over. They're not considering a rampaging enemy, and we don't get the benefit of liberating the mine until all the enemies are gone. So we're not going to be able to move our reputation track at all. All we're going to get is experience for him. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, let's go do dumbing and start our next turn. Okay, we managed to... I was just going to say, I managed to get rid of that black dice. I probably shouldn't say anything before I roll. All right. It's back again. 3, 1, 2. Ooh, and it's a white. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, okay. Okay. We got to start moving here. Let's see if we can finish off that mine.